Okay, so according to Woj, the Toronto Raptors, my team, are a sleeper team, a dark horse in the Kevin Durant trade sweepstakes. Here are my thoughts. Personally, I don't know how to feel about this Kevin Durant situation. I mean, I'd love to see Kevin Durant come to Toronto. He, from what I've heard, he sort of likes it there. He says he has the most fun when he goes to Toronto for away games, and I do think he would have a nice time here. But on the flip side, you also have a possibility that it may not be a great time, and the amalgam of assets that we're gonna have to give up for him could be all for naught. Because you see, this is what's happened at his last two teams, and you know how he loves super teams. Super teams follow him wherever he goes, and as a Raptors fan, that is pretty enticing. But at the slightest discomfort in a situation, he dips out. He says, "Nah, I'm out. I'm gonna go play somewhere else where I'm surely going to do well." That's what happened with OKC. It's what happened with Golden State, and it's now what's happening with Brooklyn. And I think to an extent that's probably what would happen in Toronto if he comes here. Because, I mean, they're all three of OKC, Golden State, and Brooklyn were big markets for him. Toronto isn't that. They're not an attractive destination for anyone. While OKC may not be the biggest destination, they're bigger than Toronto. We're the only team in the league outside the USA, and it's just weird. It would just be a weird place to go if you were Durant. Even as a Raptors fan, I'm saying that they don't think it could work out very well here. And I also think it would have to, as I said before, we're gonna have to give the Nets give up a good amount of assets, an amalgam, as I said before, of assets. However, as long as Scotty and probably Trent aren't involved in it, I'm alright. But probably one of them would have to be involved in there somehow. But it's still, I don't know, it would have to be a lot of assets. Before I started recording, I made a trade finder, a trade machine on Fanspo on what could be a realistic trade for Kevin Durant. I'm gonna show it up here. This is a good deal, I think, for the Raptors. I know Brooklyn fans will probably say they want Scotty, but that's just out of the question. He's untouchable for us. It's Pascal, OG, Precious, 3 pick swap for Kevin Durant, Seth Curry, and Bruce Brown. I would say that's a good trade for us. But it's risky, again, because we're giving away 3 future first-round picks. Also, that pick swap we get in 2028, we get the least favorable. We can trade away 2023, 2024, 2026, I think, is also there. So it's gonna be a very risky deal if it goes through. And I don't know if it's gonna have that much upside. But I've been fairly negative in this video so far about this deal. So let's look at some of the positives, per se. This could be a good deal for us for right now. For the duration of when we have these picks, maybe we could motivate Durant to do well in Toronto. As I said, he does like playing in Toronto on away days. He has a lot of fun there. I think he likes it in Canada. He was a Raptors fan growing up, I'm pretty sure as well. He spent a lot of time in Canada as a kid. So I think we could, out of all the possible teams that could motivate him, we'd have one of the best shots of anyone. And maybe with a couple other good pieces. As I said, Durant likes generating this, like, to magnetize talent around him. Even sometimes at the team's expense, but he does usually bring talent with him wherever he goes, whether that's in a year or 2 years or something like that. That's what I think he'd do with Toronto. And we could have a good shot at winning a ring. But I'm still saying here that this would be too big of a risk for Toronto, and I would be very skeptical if a trade was to happen.